Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, back in January, I did my last video on energy tariffs. If you've got an EV parked on the driveway, you can charge up at home. It does make a lot of sense to shop around for who sells you your electricity. And you pick the right one, it can save you a lot of money. Back in January, I was recommending British Gas as the best one to go for. Their pricing was 30.5p by day, and you got 5 hours at 9p by night. And then on the smart tariffs, there's only really two out there. There's Intelligent Octopus Go and OVO Charge Anytime. They are both excellent, but it will depend a little bit on your usage pattern as to which is the best for you. So let's have a little look at time of use tariffs. Now these have two prices for electricity. You get a daytime one, which is typically slightly above the normal tariffs, and then you get a nighttime one, which is significantly below. And of those, the amount of time that you get at the cheap rate will vary. So the shortest overnight rate is Octopus Go at only 4 hours, but they do benefit from having a very cheap daytime rate. The longest is Eon Next, which will give you 7 hours at just around 7 pence per kilowatt hour, but their daytime rate is one of the highest. And then between them, you've got British Gas, EDF, and Ecotricity and Scottish Power, all giving you 5 hours at the cheap rate. I've been unable to get proper quotes with Scottish Power, but I have got the others. The most expensive one by day is Ecotricity at over 30 pence per kilowatt hour. They've also got that's also fixed and with exit penalties. So it doesn't look like that one works out too well if you want to keep some flexibility. But maybe you want to have the benefit of a fixed tariff, and that could be one of your choices. Now I'll run through some numbers, and I'll bring them up on the spreadsheet in just a second. But the first column shows the total price of 5,000 kilowatt hours at the high rate and 2,000 kilowatt hours at the low rate. And then I've done the same again, my own usage with a big house and a big car and quite a lot of miles is about equal between the house and the car. So I've done a second column with 5,000 kilowatt hours in the peak rate and another 5,000 kilowatt hours in the cheaper rate. So there's a little spreadsheet with the providers down on the left hand side. That first column is the rate by day. The next column is the rate in their cheap period. And then the third column is their number of hours at that cheap rate. Fourth column is a couple of notes I made. And then here's the important ones. Fifth column along, where the top one for Octopus Go is £1,543.50p. Those are the pricing for 5,000 kilowatt hours of daytime use and 2,000 of nighttime use. And then the final column is the pricing for 5,000 kilowatt hours of day and 5,000 kilowatt hours of night. Now, I was expecting the tariffs to shift a little bit as to who was the best value, depending on how much energy you push into that nighttime period. And of course, it's not quite a fair comparison, a fair test, as my wife, the GCSE science teacher, would tell me, because the number of night hours does vary. But in both cases, looking at my maths, Octopus Go is coming up particularly well. And that's coming up as the cheapest. And I think the real reason for that is that their day rate is so much less than everybody else's. And on both of these calculations I've done, your daytime electricity use is at least half of your electricity use. So, you know, those extra couple of hours or that saving a pence or two per kilowatt hour at night, it's not working out as any cheaper than Octopus, and the benefit of the cheap day rate is the reason why. So, apart from these time of use tariffs, if you've got the right charger or the right car, and you'll have to just check on the electricity suppliers websites to be assured of that, you could either have Octopus Intelligent Go or OVO Charge Anytime. They are quite different, but they are both excellent value for money. And let me just explain the difference between them. Intelligent Octopus Go is a bit like Octopus Go and the other time of use tariffs, in that you get a fixed period overnight from 11:30 till 5:30 in the morning at a cheap rate, and that rate is one of the lowest. It's 7.5 pence per kilowatt hour. Their day rate is the same as the cheapest day rate of the other time of use tariffs, which is 27.27, same as the Octopus Go tariff. So you can already see that you've got 6 hours instead of 4 hours, and you've got a cheaper rate overnight. But that's only part of the story. When you plug your car in to charge it up, you go onto the Octopus app and you just say, I want my car charged, say 80% or 70% or 100%, and you say the time. Now that might be 5 in the morning, it might be 11 in the morning, and then Octopus goes away and it works out when it's going to get the cheapest electricity on the wholesale market, when the most renewables are available, and it will come up with a charging schedule. Octopus talks to the servers that your car's connected to, and therefore onto your car, and it will set timers on your car or on your charger to turn your charging on and off, and it will give you some cheap electricity. So as an example for that, last night I plugged in at about 10 at night when I got back from running the kids around. I told Octopus I want a 70% charge by 9 in the morning. And what they did, they didn't start charging till about 2 in the morning, and they charged me through till 9 in the morning. So not only did I get the cheap electricity from 11:30 at night till 5:30 in the morning, I also got cheap electricity from 5:30 in the morning through to 9 in the morning, because any time that Octopus says that we're going to use these hours to charge your car, you get that cheap rate. Now because of that, I get these additional times at the lower rate, and it works out really, really well for me. So the alternative to Intelligent Octopus Go, and again a smart tariff requiring you to have the right car or the right charger, is OVO and their Charge Anytime add-on. Now OVO don't increase their daytime rate. You only pay 25.5p during the day, depending on your region. There's no kind of add-on to the day rate to subsidise the overnight rate, and there is no overnight cheap period either. What you do, a bit like with Octopus, you tell OVO through the app when you want your car charged by and how much you want it charged by. They work out when they're going to charge your car, and you just leave it to get on with it. All of the electricity that flows into your house is at that standard rate of 25.5p. All of the electricity that goes into your car gets discounted down to 7p, and they use data from the car or from the charger to work out how much electricity that was. So which is better out of Intelligent Octopus Go and OVO Charge Anytime? Well, a lot of that is going to depend on your personal circumstances, what kind of car you drive, what kind of charger you have, and your usage patterns, and whether you can shift energy consumption in the home into an overnight period. If you find that the dishwasher and the washing machine disturb you a lot at night, so you don't want to put household use into that overnight period, then I reckon that OVO would be the way to go. If you've got a small battery car and you need to top it up more than once in the day, if you've got a plug-in hybrid that only goes 20 miles and that works for the morning school run, and you've got to charge it up again for the afternoon school run, again OVO, because you may be able to just trigger another charge at that cheap rate during the day. If you've got a big battery like mine, when I need a full charge, I can force Octopus into giving me those additional hours, and that works out well for me too. Perhaps you do a lot of night shifts, so you won't be charging up overnight. So again, that's the reason to swing towards OVO. But I've had a look at my usage. I know what my car uses, I know what my house uses and when, and putting it all together, then Intelligent Octopus Go is working out best for me. A friend of mine with a Nissan Leaf with a small battery and not getting that overnight shift into the cheap rate, well, OVO is working out best for him. So it really does depend on personal circumstances. So I'm not worried about the lack of efficiency with the Audi. When it costs me the same as a gallon of petrol It cost me about £6 to charge up the Audi with a like 0 to 100% charge, and it does 200 miles, maybe 250 miles on that. You know, that is very, very cheap at running costs. People do complain that the Audi e-tron's inefficient, the Q8 as it is now, but really, I mean, if petrol was 40 pence a litre, you really wouldn't worry about how efficient your car was. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Glad that you do. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and if there's any updates, I will post them. I have done occasional updates when new tariffs or price changes come in. The next one's going to be after the next energy price cap change. I'll have another look through just to keep everything up to date. Please hit the subscribe button, and there's going to be some more content coming up soon on the channel.